Hi everyone, this is Diana Palm. Today we're going to discuss how you can invite a visit from your loved one in the afterlife. I'm going to lead you step by step with what has worked for me because I'm sure this will work for you as well. Now, before we get started, I want to talk a little bit about Dr. Raymond Moody. He is one of the afterlife experts that I grew up reading a lot about. One of the things that he had was called a Psychomanteum, and this is where one would sit in front of a mirror and gaze into the mirror with the intention of connecting with their loved one in the afterlife. So, of course, I made my own Psychomanteum in my house. There's two ways that I achieved this. One was I sat on the floor in front of a very large framed mirror that was leaning against the wall, and I would gaze into that mirror with the intention of connecting with a loved one. Now, I found some amount of success with that, but what worked better for me was when I cleared out a closet that I wasn't really using. I moved a chair into there with a smaller mirror and a candle. And under that dim lighting, it really helped my eyes to adjust. And this helped me perceive spirit in the mirror better when I was gazing into it. So you can try any form of Psychomanteum and create one in your own home if this speaks to you. But that's not necessary in order for you to connect with your loved one in the afterlife. Most of you will actually receive signs and symbols that your loved one sends you. You may also receive dream visits or full-bodied apparitions. If you receive an apparition, it will most likely be between wake and sleep. So this is when you're first falling asleep at night or when you first begin to wake up. The reason is because your brain is in Theta. And Theta is the brainwave that is most receptive to the spirit world. So these are the times when you're most likely to have a visit or perceive your loved one as an apparition. That's why I often tell the bereaved to take a lot of naps, because it multiplies the times that you're falling asleep and waking up, where you're more likely and susceptible to perceive your loved one in the afterlife. Now, you don't have to be clairaudient or clairvoyant in order to hear or see your loved ones. Most of them will send you signs and symbols that they're around, but it is important to have an intention. So I like to tell my clients to set some time aside where you will be uninterrupted. That means no children, no pets, no cell phone, no TV or radio. Make sure that you're completely alone in a quiet environment. Turn everything off, and you will want to close your eyes while you're tuning in to receive spirit communication, because the energy of the spirit world is very subtle. So you don't want any distractions that could make you miss a sign from your loved one. Sometimes leading into this experience, you may want to journal or sit with a picture of them to really help you get into the energy that they exist in. Make sure that these are happy memories, because that will raise your frequency and vibration, making it easier for you to bridge the gap between the physical and the spirit world. Because the spirit world exists at a slightly higher vibration, when you come out of your grief and you think about the fond memories, the funny memories, all the things you loved about your loved one, that raises your frequency and allows you to bridge that gap. It allows you to be more receptive to any messages that they want to send you. Now, don't be surprised if you hear a voice or if you suddenly get an idea that just pops into your head. That's because spirit often works through your own thoughts. Now, you'll know the difference if you are closing your eyes and tuning in and suddenly you start to perceive images on the right side of your head, or you start to feel like you're hearing something out of your right ear. This is because the right hemisphere of your brain is where you channel from spirit. So as you're perceiving, if you start to notice some new thoughts and ideas, follow them, pay attention. Maybe your loved one wants you to meet a new person, or maybe they're leading you to a place that they're more easily able to come through at. So pay attention to anything that you perceive during this exercise. It's always important to set your intention and to stay in an energy of love and respect. Respect the process. You may not get a direct contact from them immediately. It may take you a little bit of time to get used to raising your vibration and get used to tuning in to the subtleties of the spirit world. Over time, you'll get better and better at this. So make sure that you show gratitude to your loved one for any attempts that they made in an effort to come through for you. And for the whole experience. Whether you know of the sign or symbol or not, whether you feel like you got a connection or not, show that gratitude. This will also train your energy to be grateful and to be more expectant the next time you sit down to have a spirit communication. Now, don't discount all the many signs and symbols that your loved one's going to send you. When you've sat down to communicate with them, whether or not you felt like that was successful, you can be assured that the call has been heard, that they know that your intention is to communicate with them. During the rest of the day, pay extra attention to any signs or symbols that show up in your environment. And it could literally be anything. Anything that you interpret as a sign or symbol from your loved one is valid. So if you see a license plate that was their favorite number or their birth date, or you get a phone call, or you look down at your phone and all of a sudden it's flashing photos and it's their photo that pops up. Whatever it is, pay attention to everything in your environment, including nature and animals that just suddenly show up. If you don't feel like you made contact, just honor the natural flow and timing of your own spirit connection and continue to do it multiple times. Mediums weren't created in one day. There were many, many hours spent in development. So as you attune to your loved one in the spirit world, be patient with yourself and acknowledge that this is a journey. Now, I would love to know how many of you have received spirit communication. How did your spirit communication show up? Did you hear it? Did you see an apparition? Did you see signs and symbols? Did you receive a dream visit? Let me know that down in the comments below. You know, your comments really help the collective. Many people are learning more and more about the afterlife right now, and every time that they can see that this is a real thing, that you're having experiences, not just mediums, but normal everyday people have the ability to tune in with the spirit world. It's so encouraging and it fills the collective with hope. So please do share your experiences down below. Another tip I'll give you is that as you move through your day, continue to say affirmations. Rather than getting disappointed if you perceive that you did not get communication from your loved one, it's very important to stay in a positive mindset. So continue to repeat positive affirmations to yourself. This could be anything. It could be something simple like, every day I get better and better with my connection to my loved one in the spirit world. Every day I see more signs and symbols telling me that my loved one is with me. Any of these affirmations will actually help you stay attuned to your loved one's energy in the afterlife and invite more spirit communication. If you like this video, be sure to give me a like and make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss any more just like it. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you next time.